Well, that looks a lot better. Morning, guys. Welcome back. Just got done through blowing out the baler with the new leaf blower. Man, that thing sure is handy. So we're gonna start out this video with some cornstalk baling, guys. Gonna fire up the tractor here real quick, get the PTO kicked on, and get the chains lubed up real quick. Okay, baler's all greased up, blown up, and lubed up with spray. So we are good to go. We fueled up the tractor a little bit ago. I'm fueled up on Mountain Dew here. Got a couple in the stash. So we should be able to bale, a couple hundred bales anyway. I'm not sure how many he's wanting to do. He went out there with his mower conditioner, mowed them off, and then he's going to rake them up. So there's going to be quite a few, and it's going to be the whole thing, that, you know, the stalks and shucks and leaves, everything's gonna get baled up. And he gets hog manure. He's got a hog facility right next door to him, so it's not as big of a deal for him to take off the corn stalks because he's got that nutrient availability right there. So good for him. Anyway, I do have the drone, so hang tight, guys. We're gonna have some drone footage here baling in a little bit. Not sure if we're gonna have just this video or we're gonna add some tillage in, but hang tight, we'll see. Hilltop. Got a bunch to do between these terraces yet. So yeah, he's mowed these with you know, like a mower hay conditioner, and then just raked them up. So looks like he's left a little bit here on the terraces. It's more of a, you know, a little bit more of a water control. Having some residue on the surface. Beautiful day. It's something like 70 degrees outside. I mean, it was cold this morning, that's why I got the jacket on yet. But beautiful day out. A little bit windy. Picking up a little bit, that's why I put the drone away. And still freaking dirty from blowing the baler out this morning. Good gracious. Got shit all on my nose. Oh well. Already up to 38 bales, and these guys are, I mean, they've got moisture to them. They're running like 13 to 15%, and they're I actually lessened up some of the bale pressure. I added up on like a tick away from the red, or 2 ticks away, and I lessened it up a little bit because these were coming up 1650, 1700 bales. I thought, you know, that's just a little bit heavy. for a cornstalk bale. That puts an awful lot of pressure on them. Sometimes they'll want to pop the net wrap because they got so much sponge to them. That's why we got a monitor, guys. And we got fully enclosed cab, air conditioning. I don't know how guys do cornstalk baling without a cab all closed up, because this just dirty. I think cornstalk baling is one of the dirtiest baling you can do. They're just terrible. Anyway, the customer is out here picking up bales. I was going to show you, but he's back there behind us now. You can't see him through the dust. And it keeps wanting to plug. So I got to stop and run the beater backwards. Usually that fixes it. If don't, then I got to back up a little ways, let it fall out. I don't know, the baler's acting funny, or the windrows are just really thick. I don't know which is the problem. Anyway. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys this guy's little tractor, because it kind of reminds me of an older type tractor, like a 80s or 70s. It's no cab. It just, we got done talking about cabs, but it's got a 2-post rollover, got the protection of a ROPS system, but no cab, and it's a newer tractor. I thought that's just cool as shit. You don't really see that very often. Oh, whoo! Found a dirty spot. I just washed these windows before we came, guys. Hey, can you see them down there? I don't remember what size a little Farmall, whatever that is, but it's like a 105, 110, a 95, something like that. But it's got no cab on it, and I think that's just cooler than shit. Little loader tractor, front wheel assist. It'd be handy. It'd be really handy for doing, chores and feeding cows and putting out bales in the wintertime. And of course, he's got his trusty old farm dogs. Whew. You can kind of hear me. I'm a little bit nasally today, guys. I apologize. But we got the big cart off of the 9150, putting the big old disc back on. Gotta go through and make sure everything's aired up and properly accepting grease. Not that we've got a boatload of discing to do, but I hate changing disc bearings. It seems like I do an awful lot of those for me and other people around. So, yeah. I got a tire over there that's gonna need replaced. Most of these are holding air, which is, that's impressive that thing can hold air all summer and not. This is one of the tires that came on the disc when I bought it 4 or 5 years ago, and it's whatever. I'll put a little air in it, but I'm surprised it's not flat. That's cool. Anyway, yeah. So the outside one on the main over there has got to get changed. It's got a big chunk of rubber coming off. This one's pretty low. And then we just got to get it greased. This is an old disc, guys. I bought it at a farm auction several years ago. It was kind of wallered out. You can see that pin right there. She's pretty wallered out, but it still does a really good job. And it fits this tractor really well. So blades are starting to really show some wear. It needs new blades, but for what I gave for this thing, I'm not really too excited about putting blades on it either. I can probably scrap it out and get my money back. So anyway, let's get this thing greased up. And here we go. Hey, look at that, guys. We got a visitor. I'm pretty sure she belongs to this guy over here. Not sure. I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, yep, there that guy comes right there. Anyway, she's not hurt anything. I do have a few bales sitting over the hump there where she's kind of headed in that direction, but she ain't gonna eat enough of them to hurt anything, so yeah, whatever. That happens. Just kind of going for the effect of knocking down the cultivator ridges and kind of blending the, you know, the residual in just a little bit, blending the corn stalks and chucks and leaves and everything in, getting some dirt on them so they'll break down a little faster. And they do break down a lot faster when you know, kind of chew them up, get some dirt on them, guys. It just benefits quite a bit. So anyway. It does kind of suck going against the rows at an angle such as this, because it's a little bit more bumpy, but I feel like it does a little better job leveling the, you know, the cultivator ridges back out. Anyway, kind of one's own preference, I guess. Oh, shoot. That'll do it for today. I think it turned out pretty darn nice. Really kind of mellowed down better than I expected it to. We'll finish the discing up probably this weekend. And the Cameron's been itching to get in here and run the disc, so I'll let him run the disc on the rest of the ground down on the south. So he's got something to do. Yep, almost forgot I gotta go around and knock out some trees. You know what? Since I'm here, I'm gonna knock out this little mulberry that's in our border right here quick. It's just because I got the backhoe here already, and it won't take me very long. I'm gonna run around with the skid loader and get a few trees, but I already got the backhoe here. This side's not really got that many trees that are a problem. Alright, I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not. I'm gonna try though, so let's see here. So first, I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in just a wee bit. We come in right on our side of the tree. Pop those roots on the close side. And then I'll push the tree over. Reach underneath of him on the other side. Kind of roll them towards me. And there we go. Alright, there you go. It's that easy. Oh, hey, still zoomed in. Alright. That's how long it takes to knock out a tree. Got to shove him over to the ditch, and we've got a couple other fields that we need to run around on, which is where he's headed next, the bigger bottoms. Got a few trees out there. One really big tree, big maple that's fallen down. I still got a bit of a frog in my throat too. I apologize, guys. There's that big one right there. I gotta get him shoved out of the way. Actually, it does look like I need to run around the field with the skid loader because there is a lot of little trees, mostly back behind us. A lot of little trees that need to get yanked out. You know, they're 3 or 4 inch diameter right now, so they'll be easy and quick to yank out versus, you know, they get bigger and then they start leaning out into the field and pretty, you know, so on. But being we're along the river bottom, this kind of stuff here is just gonna happen. You know, you got big old trees that, you know, we're helping hold the riverbank and keeping it where it needs to be. Like, you know, we're not gonna go along here and clean all these trees out because we need the trees along the river. So you're gonna have trees falling in your field. That's just the way it is. Okay, I've been holding him up long enough. I went ahead and shoved off a lot of little trees over there on that far corner. There's the big one. There's a whole bunch of them. Down around a little bit farther. I said, nah, if I could just hold on, Cameron, let me shove these out of the way. Because I was gaining 10 or 15 feet along, you know, right along the edge of the field there. And I could tell it used to be old field because where I'd get out past where the little trees was, it'd have a bump up along the edge, so it'd drop down where all them little trees were. So anyway, yeah, gonna gain a little bit more field edge. He's gonna be out running me over if I don't get out of the way. Well, good enough for today. We're gonna let Cameron finish up doing the disking. Yeah, so you guys know what to do. Questions or comments down below. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Give me a good, give me a good thumbs up and a share. Our piggies are getting pretty big. These guys are going to be for sale, except for that little one. We bought him as an idea for a boar. So they're growing. Looks like they're like 120 pounds, 130 pounds. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming along, guys. Till next time. Catch you later.